Well, hello there, motherfuckers. And I had to do another video on AEW. And, what better way to start than the recent story of Chris Jericho refusing to perform at a upcoming AEW event. So, they're putting this show on for free. They're, giving in to the smarks, they want to pander. And Chris Jericho is one of their top stars. Now, never mind that everybody complained, about The Undertaker and Goldberg and everything like that. Oh, stop putting old wrestlers in main events. And then Jericho has a main event. Now, I will admit that Chris Jericho is in better shape. But nevertheless, Jericho is still very close to 50 years old. He's getting up there. He's definitely past his prime. But anyway, Jericho is a pretty big star. I mean, he faced Kenny overrated Omega, and now, how does this look? They just got started. They only have had one show so far. So the second show's coming up. It's not a big event. It's like a smaller event. But Jericho is pulling out of it. He is refusing to perform at this event because he will not perform for free. He will not perform. Well, I'm sure he's getting paid, but the show is free. They're giving it away for free. I don't really understand this. But, he's not going to perform at a show that's going to be given away for free. And I totally understand that. It's kind of like, these guys work hard. People shouldn't really get this for free. It's kind of like an insult. It should be like trading goods, and services, for money. You give entertainment, you expect money back. When you're doing it on a grand scale like that, especially when you're putting your body on the line and all that stuff, you'd probably expect it. So, of course, everyone is saying that this is a work. Well, when Neville, Pac pulled out of All or Nothing, yeah, so when Neville pulled out of that, everyone was like, oh, it's a work. So every single time, there's bad business practices and there's something going on behind the scenes, because everybody is painting this picture now that Cody Rhodes is the perfect, person to, run the shit. He's not, really running it. It's that billionaire who's running it. But, Cody Rhodes is the most visible guy. He's one of the vice presidents in the Young Bucks. I still can't believe that. If you're going to have a company be run, what's better than probably one of the most overrated, conceited wrestlers of all time, and probably two of the most overrated indie wrestlers running a company? That's a recipe for disaster, if I ever did see one. But anyway. So, now it's they're good to all. So this is the story that's being told. This is the picture that's being painted. This is the brainwashing that's going on. WWE bad! Vince McMahon bad to wrestlers! Cody Rhodes good to wrestlers! And I'm so sick of this, caveman mentality. It's every single thing that Cody does, oh my god, Cody, you're a genius! Everything Vince McMahon does, you're a dumbass! You stupid man! Enough is enough already. It's like Cody Rhodes takes a shit in the toilet, and everyone says, oh my god, Cody, that was the best bowel movement I've ever seen! Case in point! Double or Nothing. If you need, an example, a mediocre and, an average pay-per-view, All or Nothing, and everyone is like, oh my god, this is the future of wrestling, it's gonna change the world, and all I see from fans is backpedaling. Jericho is pissed, he's all over social media expressing that he's pissed. It's a work! You know, first of all, isn't this a little bit, like, immature? Like, if it was a work, and it's not a work. See, what this is it's unprofessionalism. It's lack of experience of how to run the company. Because, okay, Vince McMahon runs the WWE like shit, but the guy still has a profit coming in. He still finds ways, whether he, sells his soul to Saudi Arabia or what have you. We still got somehow the nincompoops over at Fox still want his show. I'm not saying it. Am I watching the WWE? This is what's so funny. It's like people didn't know what to say when I did my Double or Nothing review. Yeah, I said it. I didn't watch the whole show, but I watched clips of it, and from what I saw from the clips, I watched the major highlights from the show. And everyone's like, you didn't watch it! I'm not going to be watching every single match. When I reviewed Raw and SmackDown for the past year or so, did I watch every single minute of the show? No! I watched the highlights and I gave my thoughts based on the highlights. You know what I'm saying? If I've seen a great majority of the show, if I know the storylines that's going on, if I know the big happenings on the show, and it was uneventful, doesn't that opinion count for something? Of course it fucking does! I'm not asking you, I'm telling you! I'm just kidding. But anyway, how many times are we going to tell this story? It's a work. No, it's not a work. I'm saying they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to run this company. That's why everyone's getting fucking pissed off. They're giving shit away for free. Look, guys, AEW was made for the smarks. It's made for the internet fans. It's made for all the losers. Really, seriously, all the people who are super obsessed with wrestling and they can't live without wrestling. It's like, guys, I mean, honestly, it is like, you get home from work. Do you really want to waste your time with this mediocre shit? And I watched AEW. And honestly, I was like, what is the difference? What is the difference? What was the difference on Double or Nothing or WWE? I mean, honestly there. Like, let's talk about something here for a minute. What happened on that show? Jon Moxley shows up and he gives a dirty deeds to I guess that move is trademark. He gives a filthy deeds or something like that to Kenny Overrated Omega, and like it's just a simple run-in. But oh my god, it's so amazing, and no one, like, I was one of the few who was clamoring for Goldust and Cody Rhodes to wrestle, and I'm not saying that the match was bad. I never once said that the match was bad. Was the match overdue? Of course it was. But everyone praised that. You had two big matches with 50-year-olds. And what I'm saying is, like, guys, let's just put things into perspective of just how shitty wrestling fans are nowadays. Because they suck. They've killed this product and they've taken over shows, and WWE's catered. As much as people bash WWE, you people, who like AEW, you should be loving WWE. What is there to dislike about it? I mean, they're giving you everything you want. You wanted Kofi Kingston. You asked WWE, I want Kofi Kingston. Kofi deserves it. He's been there for a bazillion years. Just because someone's been there for 1,000, Steve Lombardi was there for like 20, 30 years. Should he be WWE champion? I mean, honestly. Like really? Like that's what we're going on? If we're basing it off of seniority? I mean, come on, guys. It has a little bit more to do with who's been there the longest. So anyway, so that's like, okay. So they give it to Kofi Kingston, they give it to Seth Rollins, they give it to the guys who you want to see, and you're still not pleased with it. Because why? Because, Ricochet's not getting a push. So if every single person that you like doesn't get a push, it sucks. Why do I think it sucks? Why am I not watching? Not because they're not pushing the guys that I don't like. I'm not happy with the show because there's no storylines, there's no characters, and a little bit about like who they're pushing. Because you got guys like Elias and like Roman Reigns and you've got EC3, who I saw on the internet, he's competing on Main Event. He's trapped in an elevator like a goofball. I'm like, what? You know, but that's why I stopped, because I'm like, they have EC3 hanging out backstage. EC3, of all fucking people. You know, this is a guy that they failed. TNA, of all places. Impact Wrestling. A failed company. A struggling company. That company, they did right by Derek Bateman. And they gave birth to a new star who could, like, really be a primetime player. And you know, what's he doing? He's trapped in an elevator like a fucking moron. So, you know, I don't know. That's why I'm not watching it. But, you know, I'm sitting there and, you know, I'm watching Cody Rhodes like a complete beta male. And, you know, I don't know what it is, but I really don't like Brandy Rhodes either. Like, if I need to give a reason why I don't like AEW, the fact that Brandy Rhodes is at the forefront and, like, everyone's, oh my god, she's the future of women's wrestling. I mean, like, I'm seriously, like, the people who praise Brandy Rhodes are probably the same people that like Cringy Lynch. I mean, really, like, I don't know. Every time I see Brandy Rhodes, she's always got, like, this obnoxious expression on her face. Like, she thinks she's, like, the hottest thing. And I'm not saying that Brandy Rhodes is not an attractive person, but who is she? She's like another, like, bitter former WWE employee. And she was, like, nothing. She was what was she? She was a ring announcer, a backstage interviewer. Oh, my God! She's such a big star! She deserves the world! And Cody Rhodes, like, I never understood this. Like, at the time, there were so many other people that deserved, like, more recognition. And Cody Rhodes, like, Cody, like, this is the simple fact. Just because you have a legacy, you're not Randy Orton. You're not as good as your dad, and you're not as good as your brother. Both of them are better than you. Both of them have charisma. Cody, you don't have charisma. You know, they gave you the Stardust character. I'll give you credit. You tried what you could with it and all that. You tried with the, you know, the ugly gimmick and all that. You know, you've had all these opportunities. Okay. Now, they might have jobbed you out and all that stuff and, you know, canceled pushes on you. But the simple fact is because the crowd just really didn't care for you. I'm sorry, but you're just not one of these people that people cared about. And, you know, it's like Roman Reigns. Now, there's a guy that a lot of people hate. And there's also a lot of people that like him too. But the thing is, it's the same thing like John Cena. He gets a reaction out of people. You weren't even getting a reaction. No one fucking cared about you because you're boring. And you're running this company. So are you really an accurate, you know, measuring stick of what it takes to, like, be a big star in this company? And for all the people that are like, you know, oh, Triple H, you know, and I agree, like, Triple H controlled his career too much, made himself champion for, like, 1,000 years. You don't think that Cody Rhodes has the same mentality? I mean, if you were in charge of a company, you know, really, like, think realistically here. If you were in charge of a company, do you really think that you could be trusted to not push yourself as a big star? If you were a trained wrestler and everything, could you really trust yourself and be like, I'm going to be fair, I'm going to be impartial, I am not going to pick my friends to look good on the card, I'm not going to book myself to look good on the card? And, you know, he could try to be coy a little bit here and there. I'm not going to give myself the belt right away. I'll maybe give it to Jericho or someone else first, right? Listen, it's only a matter of time before we see AEW World Champion Cody Rhodes. And, oh my God, and then he's going to be crying, oh, I deserve it because WWE was so mean. They wouldn't give me the belt, even though I suck. So, I mean, let's be honest here, guys. Like, let's review here. All the stories, you know, Neville pulls out of Double or Nothing. Jericho pulls out of whatever the hell that minor event is called. You know, because they're giving it away for free. It's like all these stories. Oh no, it's a work. Trust me, guys, it's a work. It's not, all the fans rushing to the defense. But the minute that happens, like with WWE, the dirt sheets are like, oh shit, WWE, oh my god, there's chaos in the locker room. And there is chaos backstage. They can't really hide that. But it's also because they're a much bigger company that's more, world renowned. So, of course, when a story breaks out, like, everyone's going to have it. But AEW, look, you see how much what culture beta guys are over there. They're like, oh, AEW is going to be so awesome. Top 10 reasons why AEW is going to kick WWE's ass. Top 10 reasons why I know nothing and I'm really unintelligent, but I try to make myself sound really intellectual while talking about wrestling. Enough! I've had enough of the excuses already. This is a garbage company that has a very grim future because they have a bunch of knucklehead, mama-looped morons running it. Untalented. Look, I'm not going to say untalented, okay? Cody Rhodes has got talent. The Young Bucks are athletically gifted. They're athletically gifted. But let's face it, guys. The word overrated comes to mind. We're not going to see any Stone Colds. We're not going to see any Rocks. And most of all, I know people were starting to flame me for this, but they're not going to change the world. I understand they mean change the wrestling world. But, guys, it's a pretty cringy phase. And that's the thing. No one wants to admit to the cringe. Nobody wants to admit anything negative about AEW. And the minute you do, they're like, keep positive, keep positive. It's all about competition. It's all about like, guys, I am sorry, but I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry. At 31 years old, watching wrestling my entire life, I can't do this anymore. I can't be like, well, we gotta keep positive, guys. Look, it's gonna suck because the people involved suck. The mentality sucks. The fans suck. Wrestling sucks. It's not even relevant anymore. Like, do you guys realize this? Like, competition, no one even cares. Who's talking about AEW besides wrestling fans? Do you see anyone else, like, on the internet or, anyone you bump into at a bar? Hey, go try that. Go down to a local bar when, like, a UFC match is, like, a fight or something is playing or the football game is on or you're watching the NBA Finals. Hey there! Hey, stop poking me. Yeah, hey, alright, what do you want? Hey, have you heard about AEW? What the fuck are you talking about, man? What's AEW? What is that? Like, what? Was that a department store or something? Who are you? Hey, check out my shirt, man! AEW! They're the future! They're gonna change the world! Yeah, I'm gonna move my seat. Yeah, enjoy your little AEW wrestling. I'm gonna go over here. See, like, that's the thing, guys. Like, no one is going to care about your little AEW. No one gives a shit about it. It's wrestling. No one really likes wrestling anymore, okay? Listen. Bring up wrestling to anybody. They'll probably tell you I stopped watching that back in 2001. Talk to anybody my age, and they're probably going to give you that response. I don't watch it anymore. It's not as good as it used to be. And you're going to hear that 1,000 times, and people hate hearing that. The smarks hate hearing that. Because what always happens when you say that to one of the smarks, the Attitude Era wasn't even as good as it used to be. Or you could, like, who I actually like Wrestling with Regret. Oh, the work is way better now than it was back in the Attitude Era. Like, I still can't believe he actually said that. The work is better. Like they don't even sell anymore in the ring, and somehow it's better. Get the fuck out of here. God, like, seriously, I don't even understand anymore. Like what is this? Like, what is all this here? Like, we're defending a company. Like, AEW is just a promotion like any other because they have more money. But somehow, it's different this time. Forget about the fact that AEW started off with a famous wrestler, Jerry Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett's father. Never mind that they had one of the greatest writers of all time in Vince Russo. Now, I know people are going to disagree with that. Dixie Carter had a truckload of money. They brought in Hulk Hogan. They brought in Eric Bischoff. And somehow they failed, even though they had all the very best elements of various people that worked in the past. They all fucked each other over because they were all stepping on each other's toes. And you know what? That's going to happen. And you know why that didn't happen in WWE? Because Vince McMahon is a hard ass. And he might be cold, but that's how businessmen are. And look how long he survived. And does the product suck? Yes, it does. It's horrible television. It's horrible. And I know, professional wrestling people be like, you don't know what professional wrestling is. I don't know what... It's so funny. It's like, I have been watching wrestling on a consistent basis my entire life. And I don't know what professional wrestling is. I've seen some of the greatest, stars, charismatic stars of all time that I hung on their every word as they spoke in the microphone. I couldn't fucking stand it when WrestleMania came along. I was like, oh my god, WrestleMania's here, motherfuckers! Yeah! When's the last time you acted like a fucking moron when WrestleMania started coming around? You haven't. Because you don't care anymore. So this is what I'm saying. I'm like, what are we defending here, guys? What are we defending? You're defending garbage. You might as well stand near a garbage can and be like, you're not getting near it. Because that is the equivalent of defending AEW. There you go, guys. That's the end of my rant. That's all I've got to say here, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I enjoy doing these AEW videos because this is truly how I feel. This is not to spark your reaction or get under your skin. It's how I truly feel. It's like, what the fuck? It's AEW. It's a glorified indie promotion. They've got inexperienced people running the show with a clueless billionaire backing it. Isn't that, it sounds even worse than TNA. So, anyway, guys, subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell so you get all the notifications when I post all my new videos. And guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.